Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking out the episode this week. And we are so excited to get into this game because Brian is here.
Hello.
Matthew is here.
What up, Raj?
Rodrigo is here.
Hey.
Rob is here. Right, you said Rob is here.
I don't think Rob's here, dude.
What? Rob? Where's Rob at?
Vegas? I don't know.
Okay, Sam is here.
Oh no, Sam's not coming.
Okay,
I
listen.
didn't tell you guys that Sam's not coming. So Sam's not coming.
Guys, listen. Here's the thing. We're trying to do a show for all of our fine listeners around the world. And we've got all these weird scheduling conflicts where someone's got work, someone's got to go to Belize, someone's got to fly off to vacation for 3 weeks in a row, holidays. I don't know how we're going to get these shows out. I mean, seriously, this is a fiasco.
Ooh.
Oh.
On Critical Hit.
Yeah, so this week, and I've kind of mentioned this, if you are a VIP Gold member or higher, that because of scheduling conflicts, we want to make sure that we're able to offer you shows on a regular basis. But in order to ensure that we can do that, we are going to have to take some breaks now and again in whatever the main game is, whether it be Void Saga or whether it be an upcoming Starfinder game or whether it be Dresden Files or whatever it may be, to bring you some one-shots that may last one episode, may last a couple of episodes. And this week, on short notice, we're going to be playing Fiasco.
Yes.
Brian, tell us about Fiasco.
Well, Fiasco is a system that's really built to just play really hectic one-shots. It bills itself as something as a Coen Brothers game.
Mm-hmm.
So you play characters with often overlapping or contrasting goals and ambitions, and things tend to go horribly awry.
As they do.
Yes. I would say it's almost more of a storytelling game than a role-playing game. There's not really stats or anything, or you don't build characters ahead of time. You part of the game is coming in and basically laying out what your characters are, their relationships, their goals, and all this.
So a lot of impromptu role-playing.
Yes, it's improvisational.
Tarantino the RPG.
Yeah, the Tarantino is also a huge influence on this too. Yes, Burn After Reading's probably like one of the most Fiasco-esque games or movies that.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Yeah.
So it helps to have a little idea of the mentality or the mindset of a Coen Brothers game or a Coen Brothers movie.
Yes, generally, and usually the settings are fairly mundane as a result. You can have things like the Old West, or just some small town suburban, or gritty city. But being a Critical Hit, figured we'd go something a bit more genre.
Okay. Well, so real quick. Now, you have played Fiasco before?
Yeah, I've played it a couple times before.
Okay, so I've never played it, so I'm sure I'm going to have some questions as we play this game. Rodrigo, have you played Fiasco before?
I've played it once. I've actually gotten all the way through a game of Fiasco only once.
Okay. And what about you, Matthew? Have you ever played this Fiasco game?
Is that the one where you spin the wheel and then you drive a little car around and you go to college or not?
No, that's a game of life, dude.
Then no, I haven't played Fiasco.
Okay.
Only pawn in Game of Life.
All right, so I guess what's the first thing that we got to do, Brian? We got to set us up with something, right? We got to set up a setting or something.
Yes, we got to select a playset, and I have taken the opportunity to look through some playsets, and I have chosen one that I thought would be pretty fun for this.
Is it Castle
here.
Grayskull? I love Castle Grayskull.
It is not Castle Grayskull. The playset we are playing is titled Bounty Hunter Blues. So it's kind of a sci-fi noir bounty hunter space thing, absolutely not inspired by any particular anime.
I call the corgi.
Well, part of this game is that we got to determine who or what we are. And first we do that by rolling a whole bunch of dice.
Whole bunch of D6s. So the way this game is set up is, depending on the number of players, you need 4 dice per player.
Yes.
2 of those dice should be one color. The other 2 should be another color. The game recommends white and black so that it's easy to differentiate this. So for our game, we're going to be rolling 16 dice.
Yes.
Okay.
And we do that, and we organize them, and this helps. No 4s, interestingly.
That may be bad, because as we look at our list, I owe you my life, forever partner in arms, grandparent, grandchild, killer target. Oh, man. Okay. Security analyst and client, IOU, debt. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff that's going to be taken out of this. So we've got a list, and you can go online and find all of these, what are they called, playsets?
Playsets.
You could go online and find all these playsets at the Fiasco website that people have created and just uploaded. It probably takes only about an hour or two to create one of these playsets, and they're from a variety of themes. So there were some Buffy themes that Brian and I had been looking at. There was, I think there was a Power Rangers one. There was a wrestling one. Was there another one that stood out, Brian, that you were? That you
Evil
remember?
Hat Publishing has actually published a Dresden Files playset.
Right.
Which is kind of amusing in that no one plays Dresden. Instead, it's set up that the tilt, which is the bad things that happen during the second half of the game.
Mm-hmm. Dresden shows up?
Yeah, is Dresden showing up and making a mess of everything. But
That's great.
we did not go for that here, but I'm sure we're going to find our own messes in this.
Oh, yeah, we'll make messes.
So we've rolled all these dice, and in between, so all of our characters, there's not a game master in this, but we're going to make you be the guide to this since you played Fiasco and kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
But all of us are going to have relationships with one another. And so from that standpoint, to me, it kind of reminds me of the Haze of Shadows, where we're trying to develop relationships and see how people are connected. And we also need to develop a need, location, or object that we will share between us. And that's where these dice come in, right?
Yes.
And so we'll go around. I don't know how we're going to determine this, but we'll go around and we'll pick like, oh, I'm going to pick a number 1. And that's going to be we'll pick from this list of things. And that's a relationship that so-and-so will share with so-and-so or something like that, right?
Yes. The rules specify that whoever's the youngest player goes first.
Oh, so that is
Rodrigo?
Definitely me.
I think it's Rodrigo.
I'm the youngest time.
And the picking of these, so what he would do...
Wow, Rodrigo, you're the youngest.
If he hasn't already, he needs to follow the Google Plus link to the Bounty Hunter Blues booklet and download that, because that gives you the table of options. And, you can start choosing categories. We need to end up forming 4 relationships. Each relationship is between 2 players.
Yeah, so the way that you have this set up, Brian and Matthew will have a relationship. Brian and Rodrigo will have a relationship. Rodrigo and I will have a relationship, and Matthew and I will have a relationship.
Yes, and I rolled randomly for placement, and, when there was a 5th person, that was a bit more, but it's been truncated. But there's also, we also detail locations.
Okay.
There's a second category. There's locations, objects, and needs.
Mm-hmm.
The game requires you to have at least one of each, and these are all tied into the relationships. So generally, you'll probably want to detail relationships first before going through those, but you don't have to.
Okay.
And since, there are 4 relationships, so we're going to have one more of those. The game suggests needs, but it can be any of those categories. That's generally what we decide is most entertaining or interesting.
Or the most disastrous. And that's the other thing that, for people who haven't played Fiasco before, we're not supposed to win, right? Is that the thing? I mean, there is like kind of an in-game mechanic where somebody will succeed or fail in their quest.
Well, on individual scenes, they'll kind of succeed or fail, but that doesn't necessarily... end up being a full success by the end, depending on how dice go.
Okay.
Right now, Rodrigo's going to take a first pick, and that'll generally narrow it down to a broader category of the relationships or the other things.
Okay.
And, you can place that where he wants. And so, in here, we got, of the wider relationship categories, there's on the ship, there's in the biz, there's family, there's crime, big business, and secrets. Secrets is always fun. The needs, there's the broader categories of to get out, to get in, to get even, to get respect, to get the truth, and to get this ship. And again, each of these have sub-things as we narrow it down further. So, for example, to get this ship, it could be to get the ship repaired, to get the ship mortgaged, to get the ship sold off, upgraded, clean, or blown up.
But to pick, for example, if Rodrigo were to pick 6 to get this ship, then someone else could pick, a dice for number 2 mortgaged.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
And, unfortunately, we didn't roll any 4s, so get the ship upgraded is no option. So, none of these relationships are going to be about getting respect, which is interesting.
Am I picking both relationships right now?
No, you just choose one die and basically decide what broader category you want to define a relationship as. Or you can choose to define a need, a location, or an object if you want as well. But we'll probably want to start fleshing out relationships first.
Okay. So I will pick a 6. Do we have a 6?
Yes,
we do have
2
6s.
6s.
Okay. I will pick one of those 6s, and then I pick the general thing. So if I pick,
Well, since it's
yeah,
since it's 6, then that means that the relationship there is secrets.
Oh, I see.
So is that what you want to do for the relationship between Steven and Rodrigo?
Yeah.
Yep, sure.
Secrets.
Okay.
All right. Nope.
And now, are you going to be writing all this stuff down somewhere,
Yeah, I'm
Rodrigo or Brian?
trying to, but Roll20 is not cooperating.
Okay. I've got a notepad, but I didn't bring any note cards, which, if you're playing this physical presence with people, they do suggest note cards and pens and papers.
Also helps if I choose a black color for the text.
Oh, well, there you go. That's always good.
That does help, yeah. Secrets.
Secrets are no fun.
Secret. I got a secret.
That too. Gilroy. All right, so relationship secrets. And so we'll just go around the table. So it is my pick. So I can look here and see if I want to further define that secret relationship. So
you can define that relationship for us too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can affect everybody else's players.
Yes.
Okay.
I can either choose to define that, or I could start, narrowing down to wider categories of one of the other relationships here.
Okay.
The options under secrets are: I've been skimming off the top for months. 2 is I have a habit that you don't know about. 3 is I'm not who I say I am, which is always fun. 4 is I owe blank, but 4 is no
Not
options.
an option.
Yeah. 5 is I hate blank, and 6 is I killed blank.
7 is April Fool's blank.
Or I could choose of the other relationships: on the ship, in the biz, family, crime. Well, crime's out, big business.
Oh man.
I actually want to make sure
6.
there's.
There is another 6.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! Crime is 4. Sorry.
Yeah,
Right.
crime is 4. And that does bring up a point. The last die we use is
could be
wild.
anything. Yeah.
So
it could be a 4.
Well, still crime's out because you have to pick, the wider category before you can pick one of the more specific ones.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's good.
yeah, you can hold
We don't
off
want to get
on.
stuck in something cliche,
Yes. Although, with the whole space bounty hunter things I want going on, I want to make sure that there is some sort of ship relationship, I think, just to make sure that that's in the mix. And I think I'll go ahead and assign the 1 to Stephen and I.
Or Matthew and you.
Oh, Matthew and me. Yes. We're not adjacent, so we don't get to have a direct relationship.
So we have a relationship on the ship.
Yes.
Okay.
We are on the ship in some way.
Okay. Matthew turn.
All right. So I have the ability to define our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Further define it, yeah.
Or further define Stephen and Rodrigo's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Or do something different.
Yeah.
Could I choose at this point on my part, can I define the relationship between Brian and Rodrigo?
Mm-hmm.
You could, yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it's part of it is, especially as we get into the gameplay, There are going to be choices whether you could either set up a scenario or you could win the scenario, and it's up to us to kind of mess with you a little bit.
Now, I do think that, generally we'll allow for veto options if there's particular combinations that someone doesn't feel comfortable with, but...
Sure. Because at this point, I could choose for Brian and I to be lovers if I want.
Sure, you could, yes.
But that would be something that I'd want to make sure that Brian is fine playing. And at that point, I could also, at this point, decide that, say, Rodrigo and Brian are actually big business. So I can take this 5 and I can stick it over here, and I can decide that Rodrigo and Brian have some sort of business relationship.
Fair enough.
We're running low on 5s.
Yeah, I know, right?
There's gonna be a lot of 2s.
Yep.
Well, there's actually a lot of 3s.
There's 6 3s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. We'll make it work.
Yep.
Which, yes.
I really like that limiting effect, that randomization, where even if we wanted to do something, it's not available in the game this time. It seems like it would make the playability or the replayability much higher.
And that does seem to happen more frequently than you think. I think every game of Fiasco that I've played, there was some category where we didn't roll any number of.
Just totally shut out.
Yeah, you don't think that would be statistically significant to happen, but apparently.
Well, you know what they say, 1 in 20.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to, I think, further refine the relationship between Matthew and Brian by picking this 3 and say that on the ship, there's the former cop and former criminal.
Ooh. Interesting. I like that. Okay.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. And, we'll have to decide who's who in that dynamic.
Okay. And that's something that we will get to define down the line, or is that something that will be all
You can
RP?
start thinking about it now.
Yeah, we can start discussing it now if you want, but, generally you don't want to set anything in stone until everything's all plotted out.
Makes sense.
Former
cop.
Former cop and criminal. Yeah, former cop / criminal. All right.
All right, Rodrigo.
Oh, it's me again.
It is you again.
Okay. Well, I will then define. Let's see. We've got
a lot of 3s
on the ship. We got big business. We've got secrets. Should we make Matthew and Stephen related to each other?
Yes, make us family.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We'll do that. I'll go ahead and move that there.
We are family.
Yeah, I think we should be parent-child.
No, we already have that dynamic, and I'm done with it. I think I'd like to see siblings, but it's obviously not my turn. We could be twin sisters. Or, that'd be cool.
So, all right. And so it's my turn to pick again?
It is your turn.
Yep, it is your turn.
I think I'm going to break from our current mode and start deciding other things. And so I think in order to throw a bit more fun here, I think I'm going to choose a dangerous object. And tie that into Matthew and Stephen's relationship.
Oh. And what is this? A dangerous object?
Yes.
Yep. So under the list of dangerous,
we have, there's a vintage baseball bat worth a year's salary, beat up old welding laser, a late model pistol polished to a shine, your favorite sniper rifle, a vibro knife with someone else's name etched on the side, and a sack of grenades.
Yes. I feel like we need to make sure that there's some form of tension in that relationship. So
there totally is. It's a sack of grenades.
Might be.
Well,
no, it is.
It is.
It is a sack of grenades.
I just picked.
With that, he gets rid of the 6 options.
You gave me the ability to literally have a bag of explosives. How can I turn that?
That is such a classic Fiasco one. It's just a bunch of explosives.
Yeah, there's usually some option for explosions, like crate of TNT.
A bunch of explosives.
Why do you have a sack of grenades? I wonder, Matthew.
Well, you both
this
do.
Is the thing.
Oh, we both do.
Yeah, you too.
We share a sack of grenades.
Have access to a sack of grenades.
This is the best part, though. I mean, massive explosives for literally no reason, that option might have just said, pick me, Matthew. I'm like, beautiful. And now Steven's turn.
It is my turn. I'm going to go down here to credits. Oh, no, that's the wrong subsection there. You know what? We need a place to play this game on, and we're running out of some options. Oh, man.
So location?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at is location. And we don't have any 4s. Dang it.
No 4s.
And we're out of 6s.
No slums, huh? Or mob territory. Well, there's a Pleach HQ, which would already tie into one of our relationships, but that doesn't mean it has to be put on us, which could also further entangle things.
Oh, you know what, though?
There's a casino, Mars Transportation HQ.
Yeah, where's the casino at?
The wild card.
Oh, the wild card, okay.
Yeah, if you look...
I want to do that. This is going to take place at a casino.
You're going to burn our last one, okay.
Yep, I am.
Now, where does that location go?
Yeah, where are you putting that? Who's tied in with the casino here?
I'm going to put it over here with Brian and Rodrigo because they're related in the big business.
That makes sense.
So they're going to be doing things at the...
So
I think,
that could
Matthew,
be something that we regularly...
You and I might need to use that sack of grenades to rob a casino.
or to just flat out destroy a casino. It does depend on my mood. I like the name The Wild Card, though. That's a good name.
Yes.
I was always going to name my casino and bar the Taiwan On.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So that was Steven. So now it's back to Rodrigo.
Oh, let's see. What have we not done yet as far as have we not done like a need?
We haven't done a need, so we need to get at least one need in here.
And we have 3 relationships that are still partially undefined.
And they can be, right? I mean, they don't have to be fully defined. You could just say,
we
hey,
still
we're a
have
family,
to
and we have
pick.
to. Oh, we have to pick from that?
Yeah, we still
have to put something.
Okay.
And so, the author actually suggests making 2 needs, so we might consider having these last 2 blanks both needs, because, again, we're supposed to be, very driven individuals that cause a big mess of chaos and see how it ends
I'm
up.
driven everywhere.
Yep.
All right. Well, then let's take a 2, and... Oh no, the 2s are unavailable for me to mess with.
Oh no.
Brian, put a 2 over here.
Over where?
Up here.
Between Brian and you.
I didn't see your pinging. Okay.
Yeah.
He is Brian.
Let me just...
Between Matthew and you.
And
put it between Brian and Brian.
Needs is to get in...
Get in. Oh, there we go.
To get in with a certain group, depending on... What?
Oh. Kind of glad we're out of 6s.
Get in.
Why?
Because the number 6 is to get into someone's pants, and I'm like, oh.
Now that just means that both of you need to get into someone's pants.
Right.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't like buying pants. I mean,
maybe there's the key to something inside someone's pants.
One of the... I mean, that's an interesting interpretation.
Yes,
this is kind of one of the reasons I picked this particular playset, because this was one of the few playsets where one of the larger categories wasn't to get laid.
To get laid, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
which is a big, I guess, not a theme, but a big... recurring thing in a lot of the play sets, right?
Yeah.
I mean
it is a strong drive to certain individuals, and can.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
that.
But
we know that young kids are listening, and we know that some parents get a little weirded out when things like that pop up.
Yes. All right, so that was Rodrigo's picks. Now it's back around to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think I do want to go ahead and just start hammering another need so that we make sure to get plenty of goals going. So, I do like to get the truth. Do we got any 5? We got 1 5.
We got 1 5.
Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. to get the truth.
Uh-oh.
Which is amusing that your relationship is secrets.
Secrets, yes.
So that could just be very well directly tied to that, or it may not.
Mm.
It could be certainly adjacent to that, the reason why the secrets, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So that was mine. Matthew. Oh, we're down to 2s and 3s, huh?
Yeah. We're down to the 2s and the 3s. I am going to define.
Yeah, I would remind that the last die will be wild, so you might try to play strategically to keep something available, but...
I would like to define Steven and Rodrigo.
All right.
I'm not who I say I am.
I'm not who I say I am.
Yep.
Interesting.
One of them is a liar.
Maybe both.
Maybe.
Probably both, to be honest.
I'm not a sack of grenades.
And I did that specifically because there is nothing in this world that's as wonderful as Jaime Rodrigo. So,
but
I'm hoping.
There's also two brothers.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, we're related somehow.
Yeah.
We are related somehow.
But I do see a casino over there.
Mm.
And so maybe I'm lying to Rodrigo about who I am so we can get into the casino and rob it.
Possible. We can no longer be siblings. There are no ones in play unless we wait for that last wild.
Yeah, which we might. So it's your turn, Matthew.
Should. Is it my turn?
It is. Brian
I just went.
No.
Okay. It's my turn then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then let's look at what do we have? Oh,
exactly.
Here we go. I think this will fit perfectly for Rodrigo and Brian.
All right.
Whoops. I can't pull that 2 either. So put my 2 over here under big business.
I apparently did not put that under player control, those 2s.
And so this might tie into a little bit former cop, former criminal with security guard and business person.
Yeah, that does suggest that I was the cop, perhaps.
I'm a cop. Are you a cop?
I'm a cop.
You have to tell me if you're a cop.
Before I got fed up with it and took in with a bad crowd to start busting some heads and getting bounties. Was it security guard and...
security guard and business person.
Business person.
Maybe you had to take a part-time job at the casino. Brian.
All right, that could just be part of my sordid past.
There you go.
A sordid past. That's what it is.
Maybe I was a cop and then quit that and went into private security and maybe saw a guy who seemed to be a bit too good at the cards, and it's like, this is a guy who I can make friends with and try to get somewhere, perhaps.
So who's up?
Rodrigo.
Oh, me. Man.
Down to 2s and 3s.
Yeah, 4 slots left.
Let me see what I'm looking at here.
What options you got? Yeah, you're basically down to 8 options.
Yep. I'm gonna further define the wild card side of our relationship.
Okay.
It's like I feel like there's a lot to be done with a security room that's just gone haywire, but a really nasty bathroom also has
You mean you're somebody's a security guard?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a security room that's just gone haywire.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the bathroom opens up possibilities.
There can still be a nasty bathroom somewhere else. But so Brian, if you can move that to under the wild card between
all right.
You and me.
Locking the 2s
out of here.
Brian just wants to keep all the 2s for himself.
And I did not make these boxes big enough. I can make the text smaller.
That's right. Nah, just leave it.
That's just fine.
We can see.
All right. Okay, and back to me with 2s and 3s. Let's see. We can go to get in with a cop, with my dealer, which could have a double meaning. We could do family, parent-child, or adopted parent, adopted child. Well,
Yeah, it really seems that Stephen and Matthew don't want that one, so I think we're gonna do wild
save that for the wild card. To get the truth leaves
about my parents.
Where is it? Secret. Oh, let's see. Secrets. There's the paperwork that proves it, or a scrap of paper with a signature. Those are interesting. Or what was I looking for? What was the last category? Let's see. Family. No. To get the truth. About my parents or about Mars Transport Inc.
What feels more? I mean, one is
well. If you pick about my parents, then I know what I would pick as a wild card for the relationship.
Well, it wouldn't be on that relationship, though. Well, maybe
it would be.
Okay. Well, sure. I will do that. Which number was that?
Like 3.
To get the truth about
2.
My parents is 2.
Yeah.
The last 2. So that pretty much locks out. Well, he can still choose between 2 options, I guess.
But now Matthew gets to pick from to get in.
To get in. To get in.
Come on, Gooey.
Well, I have an option of a 3.
Yep, with my dealer.
Or 3.
And I don't know if that has to be if this is a casino, it could be in any kind of dealer, right?
Yeah,
there are dealers.
I'm
going to go with the dealer.
Oh, okay.
Is it blackjack?
Or is it else?
We don't know.
And that's maybe why I took the security guard job.
Oh.
If we're going to go with that interpretation of dealer. And so that leaves the family relationship to be defined and options wild.
Gee, Granddad, I sure would like to know what happened to my parents, but you've been in jail this entire time. So I'm going to go with number 4, grandparent, grandchild as the wild card.
Ooh, okay.
You're evil.
But we have a sack of grenades that we can use to possibly get the information.
It's a family heirloom, sack of grenades.
There used to be a full dozen of them, but then we realized that one's missing, and now we know what happened to my parents.
A dozen? We have a gross. We have many. It's a big sack. It's like a Santa Claus sack filled with grenades.
All right. So yes, we can clear out all these dice.
Now, do those dice come back into play later?
Yes and no.
So not these precise dice.
Well, because half of them have to be black and half of them have to be white.
But we don't have to remember 2 1s.
No.
6 3s, 2 5s.
In fact, if I remember correctly, Brian, you'll re-roll a bunch of dice.
Mm-hmm.
Half of them will be black, half of them will be white, and then as we determine whether successes or failures are happening in our scenarios, or our scenes, we can assign or get a black or white dice from the pool of our number. It doesn't matter because we're going to roll these at the end.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So now we kind of need to, fine tune these, figure out who we are, get character names. Now, going by, the source material, character names tend to be monosyllabic, kind of a noir flavor.
I'm going with Chet Andrews.
Chet Andrews? Okay.
Yes. Chet Andrews.
Chet Andrews.
Let's see.
Is that short for something?
Nope.
Chet.
Chetherin.
Chetstifer.
Chethu.
Yeah.
But Rodrigo knows me as does Rodrigo know me as? Jack Sanford. That's how he knows. That's who he knows me as. But my real name is Chet Andrews. I think I broke Brian.
I'm thinking of a name. Officer Parker. Hal Parker. So you're Chet Andrews, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But now I forgot what I said that Rodrigo knows me as.
Jack Package, I think it was.
So So that's what we're doing. The secret goes in that direction.
Maybe not. Maybe it's both ways.
And somehow you both are tied into this need to get the truth about my parents. So there's an interesting reason. So are you two related also? Or well, you're not who you say you are.
Oh,
I mean, I could.
Yeah, Rodrigo could be my long lost father.
There's an amusing series on Amazon where this guy shows up claiming to be a long lost cousin.
I could definitely be an old business partner of his parents.
Ooh, there you go.
Since I'm clearly going to be on the big business side of the business person security guard relationship.
Right. Let me write this down. I am Chet Andrews, a.k.a. let me say Jack Jackington.
Jack. Blackjack Justice.
Your real name is Phoenix Dark Dirk. You were born Dirk Steele, but you changed
go with
it.
Jack Sparrow. No, I can't go with Jack Sparrow. I can't do that. We'll get sued by Disney.
Let's go with Indiana Joe.
Jack Termagant. Jack Grackle.
I'm going to go with...
Can't do that. We named the dog Indy.
We named the dog Grackle.
Matches Malone.
John Yaya.
Nope. Jack Yaya.
Alvin Peebles.
Jack Yaya. That's how you know me.
Jack Yaya.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, if I'm going to be a business guy, then my name's going to be Arlington Clover.
Okay. That's a good name.
I love that song. Arlington Clover, over and over.
You got a name there, Matthew?
Oh, yes. Drake Olivier.
Drake Olivier. Okay.
So maternal grandfather, then.
I guess so.
Yep. Maternal grandfather. As far as you know.
So, we look here. We got a former cop and criminal. Are we going with that I'm the cop and you're the criminal, Matthew?
I think that would parse, especially with the whole security guard thing. I think, yeah, former cop who's a security guard. So I will go with Grandpa Criminal. Crime Gramps.
And
Fridays on ABC.
Yes. So were you like some sort of con man, or what was your...
a gentleman criminal, I think.
Hence the sack of grenades.
Exactly. Always have
what kind of gentleman doesn't commit a crime without a sack of grenades? Come on.
Well, it's the fact that you still have the sack.
A weapon, exactly. Always have an exit strategy. Sort of a cross between Alec Baldwin's character in Glengarry Glen Ross and like Lupin the Third is what I'm going for here.
All right. And and we're trying to get in with my dealer. So you think we're trying to pull some sort of job on the casino?
Absolutely. I think
so.
Interesting.
I think it's like an Ocean's 4 kind of thing going on.
Interesting. And so, I got a relationship with the business person, Rodrigo's character of Arlington Clover.
Sorry. So, I'm serious too.
Is he in on the job, or is this some other dealings? Is he my employer? Oh. Are you the whale, Rodrigo?
I mean, I'd be okay with that. I think. So
we're trying to get the dealer to stack the cards in our favor and take.
Yeah, I think Rodrigo
the dealer
should be
can
in on
certainly
it.
be a part of the plan. It's like if you can get to the dealer, you can get access.
Right.
Kind of a thing.
What if the dealer thinks that Rodrigo is the whale, but he's actually part of the job? Rodrigo is our Ella Fitzgerald.
Interesting.
I could be like head of security.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. And your security room is going haywire.
That's
just
true.
Conveniently, when
maybe you're in charge of making sure.
Yes, or that's the idea.
Maybe my parents worked with you at one point.
I think that's what I'm getting here. So if I may, I kind of have the sense that I work at the casino. Definitely, Drake and Hal are trying to probably get money out of the casino. Mm-hmm. Chet, who is generally probably not a criminal type, has hopped on.
He's not really smart. Chet is not really smart.
Yeah, he's hopped onto this because he thinks that he'll be able to ascertain what happened to his parents, which Drake is not saying. So
unless I go along with them to pull this deal off.
Yeah. So he knows that their parents were probably originally involved with the wild card in some way. So he's trying to get, like, the other two are trying to get to the money. He's trying to mostly get to me, maybe, to get that information.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't counted the missing grenades as 2.
Right.
One marked mommy and one marked daddy. No.
Does every grenade have a name on it? Dun, dun, dun.
I got a grenade with your name on it.
And are these just like normal frag grenades?
Yeah, these are your normal army surplus grenades.
They're not like some weird sci-fi EMP grenades or something.
Yeah, these are the pineapple grenades. Yeah.
Potato mashers.
I really think they should all have somebody's name on them.
Little dry erase area where you can put it on. If you do it wrong, you just
maybe that's part of the secret. Maybe that's part of the secret. Is why are all these people's names on these grenades that we don't know anything about? Right. Who were these people? And 2 of them are missing.
Who were on the missing 2 grenades?
Mom and Dad.
So, maybe.
I bet there is a grenade.
Maybe I'm like middle management in the wild card.
So you're in on this, right? You're in on these with these guys.
I don't know.
Okay.
Am I? Like, does that cause problems if I'm not?
No, I don't think that it does. I mean, it all depends on how we want to play it. Because remember, your relationship with Brian is the thing and the thing. Security guard to business person.
Okay. I'm the.
I feel like there's definitely opportunities either which way for entertaining.
Yeah, so you can either be Al Pacino, or you can be what's his name? The rich guy that owned the casino before.
You can be what is his name? Andy Garcia.
Andy Garcia.
Yeah,
I was thinking Tony Danza, but that's a different guy.
You could be Andy Garcia, or who am I thinking of? He's the guy that did the Marlowe movie, and he was in.
I assume you're referring to Casino, or
yeah, he was in MASH too, right?
Elliot Gould.
Yeah, Elliot Gould. Yeah, so you can either.
So he could be Reuben.
Yeah, he could be Reuben.
You would be a great Reuben with a name like Arlington Clover.
And what's the deal there? Just rolling in as a high roller kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Reuben's if you were going was always with that he was the real money man. That he had the upstanding reputation that Danny could use to get into these weird places. Reuben was the guy where people would come to him and say, "Hey, Reuben, we got this thing," and then everybody would come in and go, "Haha, we're criminals, tee hee hee."
Yeah, all right, that sounds fun.
And then especially if you're trying to get with your dealer, if he's supposed to load Arlington up with all the cards.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could
give him all the 5s so he could have.
We're getting him so he can get someone into the high rollers room, and
he would be the person we're trying to get into the high roller. Right?
You could get a full house 5s over
or
5.
You could be the Andy Garcia who is making sure that people aren't trying to rob your casino.
What sounds more fun?
I'll be the Reuben.
Okay,
that sounds more fun, and also.
If you're a Reuben,
get me playing as the central antagonist again is really what I'm.
That was kind of what I was worried about. I didn't want you to have to be,
fair.
Unless you really cared to be. I mean, obviously.
I mean, it's fun. I'm not gonna say it's not fun, but I'd like to do something else this time.
Yeah, we don't want to.
I'll be the money man to get to the big score, and maybe.
The big
in the relationship of security guard business person, is that then more of a bodyguard situation, or is it like maybe I have a small stake in the wild card, and that's how I got Brian or Hal Parker hired there.
That makes some interesting sense.
Pulled some strings
and then
to
I
get
can
me on, and
I can rob my own casino.
Yeah, and get the insurance
and then
money.
Get that money and get the insurance. Yeah.
Double the money.
And Hal is a former cop, so nobody's going to assume that he's in on it.
Yeah, cops are never bad.
He's a co-op. You have to tell me if you're a co-op.
So what is Drake's role in this whole scheme?
Drake is the obvious decoy. Drake is the one that everybody presumes is out to rob the bank with a swashbuckling joie de vivre and a perfect
plus the casino would have you down as a criminal, known criminal.
Because
that's why you need chat.
This is the future, right? Where it's a space casino.
It's got some facial recognition, and
Drake is entirely too well known, and Drake is supposed to catch all the heat. Drake is supposed to be the obvious cootie catcher, so that everybody's like, "Oh my God, I don't think that's what that word means, Matthew. What are you talking about?" But nonetheless, that's what it is. Drake has a cat, apparently.
So Drake is supposed to draw attention to himself to let maybe Chet and Hal do their thing.
Yes, Drake is supposed to be a distraction, but a distraction that everybody thinks may be doing something. So whatever it is I'm going to do with my sack of grenades, our sack of grenades.
Right. But you only know me. You only know me, though, as Jack Yaya. You may not even know that I'm related to Drake Olivier.
Ooh.
Does Drake Olivier know that you're related to him?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the day he came out of jail, I was waiting for him.
You had to pick him up.
Yeah.
That's right. You had to pick me up.
Because I'm demanding to know what happened to my parents. It's been 15 long years.
And I got nothing to say other than sack of grenade.
Well,
so
there's this casino that I know this guy who may know about your parents.
Is Drake then playing along with, like calling him Jack Yaya, like when I'm around?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Drake is a consummate professional, and even if he's not sure what the con is, he will play along with the con, whatever Jack may be up to. Now, this is a question: is Drake fully aware of what Jack is up to?
Well, I would be. You would probably introduce me as your young protege that plans to take over your business someday of scheming and conniving.
No, my business is a perfectly humble importer of spices.
Yes, you're grooming me to do that because you met me while you were away on your spice trading mission, Jack Yaya.
On planet Pasadena. I met young Jack Yaya. And he impressed me with his chutzpah and with his joie de vivre and his other words in other languages.
Which is really funny because Chet's not that smart.
And his geflach, because it's the future, and I also speak Klingon.
So, do we think we got everything kind of hashed out of how things are going to go?
I think we've got the relationships, I guess, nailed down. How do you and Drake know each other?
How do we and Drake know each other? That's, well...
He's the one who busted Drake.
Yes, way back when.
And
now that we're wanting to pull a job...
How are you going to get somewhere if you don't have a ship?
Yes. Basically, when I left the Force... we both kind of independently tried to go into the
ship business,
the bounty hunting business, and got a ship together, and somehow ended up meeting Arlington, probably through some old contacts of Drake's.
Yep.
You've been corrupted.
Yes.
You done been corrupted, boy.
I think that's been established, but yes.
Yep. And our ship is called the Vaquero Jazz.
Vaquero Jazz. So
because that's not actionable.
Legally distinct.
That's right. Parody is a thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mad Magazine's been doing it since 1954.
Yes, I'm sure Netflix will come out.
So you think this is good enough to be able to start playing?
I don't know. You're the one that's played this game before. You tell me.
I think so. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, exactly.
4 idiots ad-libbing, and we're going to record it, baby. Let's roll.
Yes. So, basically now we would just go into the normal rounds of playing. How that typically goes is the rules specify the first person of this round is whoever grew up in the smallest town.
800 people?
Well, that's smaller than me. I was about 1,200.
I'm about 13-ish.
Rodrigo, what about you?
I grew up in Mexico City. It's literally the largest city in the world.
13 million.
Yes. Stephen would be the first.
So are we all coming in on the ship? Is that what we're doing? We're docking in onto the wild card?
Well, that's kind of the question of the thing. As the person taking the first turn, you get to decide either to set up the scene and try to make it one that would be advantageous to you and your goals, or to decide how to resolve the scene, whether or not the outcome's good or bad for you. So, if you're really wanting to start off or on the ship, then you'd have to choose to set up the scene and say who's all there, what all things or objects are in play, and just try to line things up to be beneficial. Then we role play it out.
Okay, I will set up the scene.
All right.
We are on the Vaquero Jazz.
All right.
And currently on the bridge is Hal Parker, who's flying the ship.
All right.
And Drake Olivier, who's sitting over in just kind of relaxing in one of the other chairs. And somewhere back in another part of the ship, in one of the luxury rooms, if there is such a thing on this ship, is Arlington Clover, who is making a call, I suppose, to the wild card to prepare for his arrival, because he's got a big weekend of gambling coming up. And in this scene, Chet is going to... Oh, also, over in the corner, just, like it was tossed haphazardly, is this big old sack of grenades.
Yeah.
It's like in a ancient gunny sack, right?
Yeah.
There may be a hole that's starting to grow bigger and bigger and bigger on this gunny sack, and in big letters that's like barely visible, but you can just barely make it out if you look hard enough. It says danger.
And like stencil, right? Like
it says something that might be grenadines.
Yes. Yes, but I think that the hole getting bigger and bigger throughout the game might be interesting. And so, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out from Drake exactly what I'm supposed to do when we get to the casino. Does that sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
So, Drake, what are you telling your grandson here?
Should we do descriptions?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Oh, of what our characters look like?
Yeah.
So Chet Andrews is a thin man. He's been obviously for the last 15 years on his own. He's fairly young, right? He's only barely 21. So he's been on his own because something happened to his parents, and his only living relative has been out of the picture in prison. So very thin, just a little bit stooped, right? He's really tall and kind of stooped over. He's probably like, if he was standing erect, he would be like 6'5", but he's stooped over, so he's more like 6'1". So he's kind of hunched at the shoulders, and he just has this dull look on his face all the time. Like, I know what I want, but I think I don't fully understand it all the time. So that's Chet Andrews.
Sort of a face that just sort of looks you in the eye and very confidently says, "Duh."
No, not that dumb, but more along the lines of he knows what he's supposed to do.
Right.
But at the same time, if it gets too complicated for him, it's just like, oh man, you gave me too many things in my head to hold at one time, and something is going to drop out.
That makes sense. That's how he forgot about his parents.
Huh?
How old is he?
He's got to be like 21, just over the other side of 21. So he's been on his own since like 7.
Yeah, well, at the helm in the pilot's seat is Hal Parker, ex-cop. He's a big guy, still plenty of muscle, but he's definitely let himself go a bit since the Force days. Has got quite the paunch. Still keeps his hair high and tight in a crew cut, and has a bit of a big, ridiculous handlebar mustache. When it comes down the sides, basically brow and always constantly furrowed in a scowl, and just kind of sitting there grumpily, just staring out and flying the ship.
And Mr. Drake?
I keep picturing Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, sure.
I don't. That's fine.
Like current Dan Aykroyd, right?
I'm thinking like 1999 Dan Aykroyd.
Soul Man, kind of.
With his big, tall hair.
No, not Soul Man. More like...
Blues Brothers 2000 era Aykroyd, I think. Because I feel like Dan's kind of turned it around and slimmed down, and he's like,
like when he was on that paranormal show.
Yeah, kind of the swollen Dan Aykroyd, where he's like, I'm 60 and I don't care, and that's fine. That's good.
And he's still married to, what's her name, so.
Yeah. You got to give him that. Drake Olivier is a very tall, relatively lean man with a very, very cool kind of an Errol Flynn mustache, white hair. I would say he's probably 63, but in this setting, 63 is the new 35. And everybody who tells you that is over 57. I'm going with a halfway between like Alan Napier as Alfred in the 66 Batman and maybe like a wiry Colonel Sanders kind of thing.
Action Colonel?
Yeah, Action Colonel. Not like super, super well dressed, but probably better dressed than you'd expect from a man in this ship with that sack of those grenades. So, kind of the kind of guy who looks like he could just walk in anywhere and be like, hey, you know what you need? You need a new carburetor. That kind of gentleman.
Okay.
Do you think they have glasses in the future?
I'm sure they do.
Sure.
Mirrored shades.
Like I'm thinking like how sometimes in future stories you have glasses that are completely wireless that are just like two little planes that literally levitate right in front of your eyes.
Sure.
That's what Drake wears. Sometimes they're dark, sometimes they're light, and he does not like to admit that they are always set to compensate for his poor and evidently worsening vision because, he's now over 40, which is to say 63.
So you've introduced me to everyone as Jack Yaya.
Jack Yaya!
And so I'm wearing a suit that is, because I'm so thin, it still has a lot of like room in it.
Ill-fitting suit.
And so again, the scene that I'm setting up is that I'm trying to figure out what the plan is once we get to the wild card. Will that work?
Yeah.
All right?
Seems like workable.
God dang it, Drake! I just don't like how this tie. I can't stand these ties. I'm just not used to wearing. Why do I have to wear these crazy clothes anyway?
Because you have to fit in. It's very important that you do not stand out.
I mean, look at me. I already stand out. I'm taller than everyone else on this ship.
Well, part of it's the way you're carrying yourself. You're making it obvious to everyone that suit is new and that you don't wear it every day and that you're not comfortable in it.
It itches.
Yes, and it will continue to itch. Take a moment and make that itch part of you.
Kind of twitch a little bit.
You want to make sure that you're likable, but not memorable.
I give a big grin and like you can see two teeth missing.
That you'll probably not want to do. Make sure that you don't have anything that can easily be identified. So, say your teeth may want to remain covered. More of a subtle, go for a neutral expression. Keep your mouth slightly smiling.
And you just kind of see this like, like kind of like when someone gives you that look. It's kind of like that.
That's better. That's better. You want to be funny, but don't make anyone laugh.
And how do I know if I'm supposed to be funny?
Well, it's all in how you address a situation.
Okay. So, tell me again, what are we supposed to do when we get to the wild card?
Well, I'm going to make a show of myself. I'm going to make sure that everyone knows that I'm there, specifically those in security and those who might be watching for people. I'm going to make sure that everyone knows that I am there. You are going to blend in, and you're going to wait for Hal to give you the signal.
And what's the signal again, Hal?
Well, the signal will be when basically you start seeing other security guys running.
Uh-huh.
That's when you know to make your move.
And what's my move?
You're going to be stationed near the entryway to the room where they keep the cash boxes. You're going to, as soon as they start running, very nonchalantly make your way towards that door. If everything works out correctly, you should be able to pass through. No one will notice you. I'll make sure that there's some sort of distraction. Once that's done, then we move on to phase 2.
All right, so wait for the signal, go in the door, and then we enter phase 2.
Yes.
Correct.
And what's phase 2?
That's where Arlington will come in.
Uh-huh. Arlington's going to come into the room with me?
No. He's going to be telling you what to do.
Oh, okay. And where's he at?
Where's he at now?
No, I mean, where's he going to be at?
He's going to be making himself seen. So he's going to be contacting you discreetly.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you have the earpiece and it's not visible.
Goes over, picks up this little box that's sitting on one of the little ledges, one of the little counter areas.
Remember, you don't have to speak out loud for it to catch you.
Puts it in there. Can you all hear me now?
We can hear you. You don't have to speak out loud.
Okay. Listen, Drake, I don't know about this. Are you sure this is the right thing to do? I mean, robbing a casino, I just lean in close to Drake. We're not robbing. Leaning close to Drake, not realizing he still has an open mic. I just am trying to find out what happened to my parents.
I understand. But in order to get to that point, we need to have the resources to be in the correct position to actually reveal that information. Never give away a secret at the wrong time.
If you say so. So, wait for the signal. Slip into the room. And what room is it?
It's the anteroom outside the counting area.
So it's
once you're there, you should be easily able to pass as one of the people who actually handle security in that room. That's where the suit comes in handy.
I look down. So this is the suit that the security guys wear?
No. But it's the suit that will identify you as one of the security guys upper echelon.
Okay. Go to an anteroom and wait for an echelon. Okay, I think I got it. I hope. I think. This suit really does itch.
We're starting to come into orbit.
All right.
So is that a scene or not?
Well, no, we need to... the idea is that we're supposed to build to some sort of point where it can go good or bad for you there.
Oh, okay. I thought I was just supposed to figure out what I was supposed to remember or not remember.
Well, we could say that might be your success or failure point there.
Okay.
And so, in that
success
case...
or failure?
Now we have to choose for him whether or not he is successful or not in this endeavor. And so we choose...
how do we do that?
We give him a white or a black die. And, I mean, we can, there's pretty much, we just have to come to some kind of consensus here. We can go with what will be more entertaining or what we can try to play to success for our characters.
Which die indicates failure?
Black.
The black die.
I think that the black die has more entertaining connotations at this point.
And I feel that's also how Steven played it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It absolutely is, yeah.
All right. I'm good with that.
Definitely didn't know what the heck we're supposed to be doing.
So we will pass along the black die to Steven.
So that just goes down by my pile, or does it go on our card?
Well, yeah, it would
it goes
go
down
to you.
Me. Yeah.
But during the first act, once you get the die, you have to choose another player to give it to. Oh. And generally, players want to have a whole bunch of one or the other.
Right.
Because if you roll even, that's pretty bad for you.
Right.
So, I mean...
So now I have to give this to somebody else?
Yes.
Right now?
Black dice tend to... Yes, he has to give that to someone else right now. It doesn't matter who he gives it to, just, as long as it's someone else.
Well, I guess I'm going to give it to you, Brian.
Okay. And, it don't matter too much right now, as there's no other real dice in play. So, I mean... black dice kind of tend to be physical repercussions, where white tend to be social repercussions.
Yeah, like an itchy suit making somebody twitch who might be carrying a sack of grenades with a hole in it.
Yes,
you will not be carrying the sack of grenades.
Gee, Drake.
I mean, that could have been, the point of whether or not you get to carry the sack of grenades or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, all right. But, so you are kind of clueless on the plan and still don't.
Yeah, still don't know.
Okay. And so we basically move on. Now Rodrigo gets the choice to frame a scene or to choose the outcome for his character.
To frame a scene or choose the outcome for my character?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you can either make up the thing and we decide how it ends, or we make up a thing for you and you decide how it ends. Is that correct?
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, he could basically say, I want to win this next scene. So we have to set up a scene that he has to win.
Yeah. Or...
yeah, I'll do that. You guys can set up a scene for me, which I will succeed at because it's still early in the plan, and I am playing a competent character.
A competent character.
I lean over to Drake. What's that mean again?
Never mind.
All right, so I did mention in the last scene that you were down in some, I guess, the quote-unquote luxury room of the ship. So my guess is you're trying to set up something at the casino to let them know that we are about to arrive, but there's something about the ship that seems kind of sketchy, and they want to send up a security detail.
That sounds
okay. And you don't want them to be on the ship.
Okay. Is it even part of the plan for us all to arrive together?
I would kind of say no. My thought is that we'd be dropping off Drake and Jack separately, and then you and I roll in, me as your bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you wouldn't want them on. That's why you wouldn't want a security detail on the ship.
Correct.
Yes.
I gotcha.
At least
you want to be able to land the ship.
Ditch the riffraff.
And now we can also set up other characters, right? So one of us could say, so Brian, you're going to be the guy that is talking to Arlington and noticing something suspicious and wanting to send up the security detail.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do that. So, yes. And it's like, something kind of weird with the registry on the ship here. I think we're going to have to, just for precaution's sake, run a sweep on it. Bring our men on.
Is this we'll say this is a video call?
Yeah.
So like a little security man on screen. Okay, so Arlington is like a perfectly spherical man. Like he's pretty short. He's very round. His head is very round. He's got big, chubby cheeks and a very wide belly. He doesn't have like a belly that protrudes outward so much as, in all directions. And as the security guy comes on, he is holding up two different suit jackets. One of them is like red and gold amoeba print, and the other one is like salmon with green accents.
Wow.
And he kind of holds one up, then holds the other one, and he's like, which one do you like? Is that feed coming in color? He let me adjust this. What do you think?
I like the salmon, sir.
You know, I was thinking of going with the salmon. It seems like a salmon kind of day, but since you're there at the place and you've got that eye, I really appreciate that. Now, what were you telling me about security?
Yeah, seems like there's some weird situation on the registry on the ship. It's not matching up with the call signs that we're getting here from the signal. I think we're going to have a security sweep on the ship and make sure that everything checks out. You say you chartered this flight, sir?
I did. Can I be honest with you? I really feel that you shouldn't do that, because I know for a fact that security's strapped as it is, and sending a team outside of the casino to inspect a ship, which is not really something they're really trained to do, is going to cause a lot of time and money. And if you find nothing, which obviously you won't find anything, I have a stake in the casino. It's just gonna come across as, well, first off, gauche, and second, it's just going to move resources in a way that is not going to look good for anybody, for you or for me. Can I just pinky promise that there isn't a hit squadron or any sort of disposable robot assassin in here and call this good?
I really think we should just clear it out just to cover our own basis. We can certainly make sure that nothing gets tied back to you. We'll definitely need to.
Well, it'll be tied to me if people see me coming out of the ship. Do you see what the problem is? The problem is not what you find. The problem is the search. I'm Arlington Clover.
We can handle that discreetly, sir.
Can you?
Yes, I feel we can.
Yeah, I know you feel you can, Jake. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is, how many people are you going to send on? 2, 3? Who's going to handle it? Is it going to go over the comms? People talk. This is going to be a problem for me, which then is going to be a problem for the casino in general, because I don't know if you caught that part. I'm Arlington Clover.
I understand, sir.
Look.
Hold on. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's compromise. How about I let you have a conversation with the security guy that I hired to charter me there. All right? You can just talk to him, and then he can set your mind at ease. You can look him up and down, whatever you want, right? That way it's just, 2 people are walking into the security area, and then 2 people walk out of the security area, and nobody has to search any ships, and nobody has to look, and no chatter has to go over the radio.
Sure. I'll give him a talk.
All right. He's a real nice guy. You're going to love him.
And so, are you going with a white success here?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. So, I think somehow Hal's going to smooth things or deflect things from you at least and prevent from any fallback from going to you. How that goes for Hal, that might have to wait for the next scene, perhaps.
Which is yours. Now, does Rodrigo have to give that die to somebody?
He does have to give this die to another player.
Okay. I will give it to Matthew.
I get a die. Hooray!
Matthew gets a white die.
I get a white die. That's bad.
So it would have been like really, really mean of me to have given it to Brian, right?
No. I mean, yes. I mean, in the long play of the game, but maybe you give it to Brian because he did such a good job as playing Jake, the security
that is
guy
true. He did do that.
that failed to ask for a bribe.
So
he should have asked for a bribe.
Jake's clean, man. He's just trying to do his job.
I know, that's the problem.
Exactly.
He's got a wife and child to feed.
Yep.
Well, maybe not. That's fine.
He doesn't realize that you're Arlington Clover.
I think you realize this by now.
Yes. So this is interesting. So I can choose to set up a scene, which I kind of want to do so I can try to fast forward this talk with the security guard so I don't have to play against myself.
There you go.
Yep, definitely.
And so I think with the approval of the Midnight Society here, I will suggest that we just skip past that to Hal manages to smooth that over without any real...
I think you set up the scene is like Hal walks out of the security office and then you set up that scene.
Okay.
There you go.
So we at some point managed to touch down, get Drake and Jack off the ship, and I think Hal will be heading back to Arlington to get basically his security suit on and to try to get in position. And I think maybe we start off as we roll into the casino, into the main floor there. And this would be generally Arlington and Hal enter the scene.
Dun, 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 dun.
Bright lights, loud noises, slot machines going off here and there.
What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, I think my main objective here is just going to be to nondescriptly get into position where I can be near Clover, but still keep an eye on other situations and make a slip when need be to go to the security room and try to cause it to go haywire a bit to prevent some incriminating footage.
Okay.
We roll in. Arlington's probably just immediately swarmed by lackeys and...
Oh, yeah. And hangers-on definitely...
Yes. Lots of young ladies.
Yeah, definitely gets a bottle for the table and also for every table that is like near,
right.
And basically turns a significant part of the the more casual gambling and also drinking in whatever area into a party immediately.
Nice.
Or at least attempts to.
And meanwhile, Hal's just kind of trying to do his best to keep back the more exuberant riff-raff from basically clinging on to Arlington and just keeping a distance. And just kind of mutters under his breath where our comms can pick up. Is all this show necessary? I'm afraid that might be counterintuitive to our later plans.
Well, look, it's me. I'm just gonna wave at the mirror.
Nods. Well, I'm gonna make our way to the High Rollers room and secure us a seat.
Sounds good. I'll hand him some credo drives.
Yeah.
They're
actually designed to look
crystal.
A little bit like coins. But...
So make my way back there and kind of go with the security guard. Mr. Arlington would like to reserve a seat at your craps table.
Well, Mr. Arlington, you say?
Yes.
Well, let me check right away. Of course, his table is always open.
Right.
We can make room for him now, and we can... Is he looking to play just against the house, or would he like to play with other people?
He's probably going to want to play with other people.
Very well. I think Mr. is available over from Saturn Rigel 3, and oh dear, I'm afraid that Mrs. Klaatu, who he's always had a problem with, is the only other player available right now.
What other tables you got?
Well, I mean, that's his regular table. We did kind of custom make it just for his, shall we say, unique shape?
We can't reposition the chair at any other table?
Well, I suppose if we have enough crypto drives.
What do we got going on at the back, Rat?
Oh, well, right now we should have a seat open in just a moment. If you'll excuse me, you there, boy. And Matthew, come over.
Yes, sir.
Could you please ask Mrs. Klaatu to please take a moment to check her credit line with the house, and if you would excuse her from the table so we can open up a slot for Mr. Arlington Clover.
Arlington Clover?
I look around and... oh my. Sorry about that. What is your name, sir?
My name is Hal.
Oh, Mr. Hal, I'm so sorry. He'll get this taken care of right away, and we should have a table open for Mr. Clover in just a few minutes.
Your discretion is appreciated, and he hands over the creds.
Oh, thank you very much. And of course, should we already set up a certain line of credit for Mr. Clover? Is he looking to spend 100,000 credit? What is it? What are the crypto drives with us this week? Or is he hoping to go a little higher?
I'm thinking he's wanting to go pretty high.
Oh, most excellent. Then I think that in just a moment the table will be right open for him.
All right. Okay. Kind of make my way back over. Table's ready when you are.
Well, let's go, everybody. And I'll bring as many hangers on as will fit in the private room.
Including the guy who looks like a very tall pink bunny.
That guy.
I don't know what is his deal.
It's just like fashion.
I know, but...
So when I get into the private room, I'll sit at my usual chair where the table has a divot.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're happy to see that Mrs. Klaatu is not there.
Yeah, very happy about that. And
I've taken care of that for him.
I'm kind of looking around and being like, I'm sorry. Garçon.
Oh, yes, sir.
I'm getting just some awful glare from the Securo orbs.
Oh my.
Could you, are you in the security team?
I am not, but
Okay, Hal, can you just take my man Hal? He's used to this sort of thing. He knows what I need. Can you just get him to your security room and just get them to move him a skosh, just a little bit, and just so that they're not directly in my field of vision? This is giving me one of those. You know what I'm talking about? Like one of those.
Boy, come here, please. And I hand him like a wine menu, and I just kind of whisper in his ear, just kind of hold this between the security camera and Mr. Clover's head, so the things are not bothering him.
All right.
Yes. Okay. Hal, if you'll come with me, please.
Sure.
We make our way over to the security door, and I just knock. I'm sorry. We'll be one moment. Knock again. And then the security door opens.
Who is it?
Excuse me, I am over in the High Rollers suite, and Mr. Arlington Clover is here, and he's having some problems with the security orbs, and he's asked me to bring over his man Hal to discuss the situation with you.
Security guy looks Hal up and down. Clover's one of the high rollers, right?
Oh my, he is one of our biggest high rollers, and I don't think the house would appreciate if we upset him today.
All right. I'm sorry. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm from Titan, all right? I just got transferred.
Yes. Well, here,
okay.
our high
you
rollers
just come with
take
me.
Highest priority.
Don't touch anything. All right. We're just gonna move these secure orbs. But I got this. I got this panel just how I want it. All right. Come in, and you get out of here.
Oh, thank you. Good luck, Mr. Hal.
These mucky mucks, they can be a real pain in the ass, right?
Oh, you are telling me. I had to reconfigure our whole floor paneling system because we've got a guy coming through who wants to wear these like RFID shoes that light up depending on what kind of room you walk into, and they were interfering with our system. So I just had to rewire this whole thing. There's a tech guy here for like 4 hours yesterday trying to work that out. Still got some panels open.
That is rough.
Anyway,
so
you wanna come over? Yeah, just come over here and I'm gonna slide these around.
All right,
slide them around. Do we want to like write in an opportunity for then to something go right or wrong, or
something
in the security room,
which is
I think largely I'm going to be here trying to kind of chum it up with this guy, and maybe make it where he's not paying as much attention to the screens as he should be.
Sure.
And maybe
if he does look at the screens, he sees concierge and his assistant over there trying to block the line of sight from the globes to Arlington Clover.
I'm sorry, Mr. Clover. It's just that I'm having some trouble reaching around. And
I'm totally sorry, sir. Just one moment. These will be all fixed.
Yeah. I'm sorry. My name is Ditto, by the way. Thank you.
And kind of...
I'll tip him.
Oh, that's so generous of you, sir.
35,000 Zulex. Thank you, sir.
So then do we...
Yeah, since I set up
determine whether he succeeded or not?
Because you were trying to set up the plan.
Trying to distract the guy and set up the plan. I say he succeeded.
I think he did too.
Yeah, I think that was a very successful scam.
Yep. So I think you get a white token.
All right. So I get a white die, which I then have to give off to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to not choose Matthew, as he's already got a white.
Why do you have 2 blacks? Just came with it. Okay.
Yeah. So sure, I'm gonna pass it off to my along with my name.
Oh, Brian.
My current partner here to Arlington, and basically as I'm sitting here chatting with the security guy, we kind of start getting chuffy, laughing it up. He starts getting more and more lax at paying attention to the screens. I am casually just kind of leaning against a console. I can just kind of put a hand down and maybe set a few of the backhaul screens to a static image without him noticing, and therefore make it where hopefully some trespassers won't go so noticed. And just kind of obscure that while I'm just casually leaning back and chatting him up with him, and hopefully he doesn't see the lack of rolling timestamp, and move on.
Matthew's turn.
All right. I would like to resolve the scene.
All right.
So we get to choose how to set up the scene and where he's at. We can have him show up at the casino. We can have him run into some trouble on the way to the casino.
I think he should, as he's approaching the casino, I think the security is like, boom, right there on him.
He can't even get into the door.
Yeah, and he has to figure out a way to get past security and get into the casino, or at least cause enough of a commotion to where even more security may have to be called down. Now, are you looking for a win or a loss here, Matthew?
Do I have to choose that now?
You don't have to choose it now.
Okay.
And
I
you
think
can kind of.
I would like this to be a loss because it's a Batman gambit, and I am trying to lose. I am trying to be a very obvious feint. I'm the sleight of hand. I'm the left hand doing something while the right hand picks your pocket and, steals your sandwich.
And do we want Jack with him, or is Jack...
I thought the instructions to Jack were to not be seen around Drake. Right?
I believe we did establish splitting up and trying to stay inconspicuous. That's
Shall
what
we
we're
leave
doing.
Jack's status unknown until his scene next?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Jack is what we like to call persona au gratin.
Cheesy
with
potatoes.
Cheese, yes. All right. Well, speaking of cheesy personas, we got Drake Oliver being accosted by some guards.
Olivier. But
Yes.
remember, he's wearing a turtleneck and he slicked his hair back.
Yeah, but it's a black turtleneck and black pants. I think everyone kind of knows what you're up to.
Ugh. I don't understand why you're trying to give me trouble. My name is Telemachus Phalange. I'm just here to play some four-dimensional roulette.
Hey, look here, Mr. Whatever your name is. We know that your
Phalange.
name is...
Telemachus Phalange.
We know your real name is Drake Olivier. It's got it right here on the printout. The minute that you entered our sensor zone 2 blocks away, we knew you were coming. We've been watching you on the security.
That
Just
is
turn
ridiculous.
around and go away, or we'll have to call the local authorities to have them forcibly remove you from these premises.
I'll have you know that I'm a vice admiral of the Bismolian fleet, my friend. My name is Telemachus Phalange. Say it with me. And
Drake
I'm here to play some fourth-dimensional roulette.
Yes, well, the fourth-dimensional roulette is now closed. Please leave. Vacate the
right
premises
here.
now,
You
sir.
Sir, this is legal tender. This is 275,000 Zuleks.
1042 to base.
I am going to tell you the Bismolian consulate
1042 to base. This is Roger. Over. 1042 to base.
Partner.
This is Roger. Over.
Greetings, partner. It is I, Securitron 3000.
Ah, Securitron. You again. Why do they keep putting me in with...
Can't really, there's a sensor up front that's trying to focus,
Just
why do they keep making me partnered up with this guy?
While this is happening, Telemachus is going to try and slip around the perimeter.
No, not so fast there, Olivier.
I don't know who this Olivier is. My name is Phalange.
Listen, you know our robot security is the best in the solar system. Tell him.
First of all, how dare you refer to a ferrokinetic entity as a robot? That is a slur, my friend, and I will not stand for it.
That's great. Go stand over there, please.
I am equipped with a taser. Should I use it?
If he doesn't vacate the premises in 10 seconds...
you should tase him. He is keeping me from important business as the vice consulate of the Bismolians.
If he doesn't vacate the premises in 10 seconds, you have authorization to tase him under authority number 267 of the Gaming Commission Code of this solar system.
I will see you in interdimensional court, sir.
That's fine.
Before I tase anyone, I need to warn all parties involved that it has not been calibrated for distance. So I must step over there before I do it, and I'll start walking away.
Every damn time.
And then a thoracic cannon will appear.
You clearly have something to deal with, so I'll just go inside and wait for you.
I kind of just put my hand on his chest and kind of just give him a little shove backwards.
You are scuffing my ascot, sir.
You need to leave these premises.
8,
the robot's counting down now.
7.
Unless you'd like to wake up in the hospital. Unless you'd like to wake up in the hospital, I suggest
4,
you leave now.
13 Naga chumps died for this
2,
suit, sir.
That's fascinating, Mr.
1.
Olivier.
I don't
0.
think you know.
Preparing to fire taser.
Wow, you didn't even get the taser off and the guy's freaking out. Robot, what did you do?
No, the robot fired the taser on 3. It's just that his counting routine is desynchronized with the actual
Put
firing
the gun
mechanism.
down.
Good job, robot. I think we got this guy. But you might want to check his vitals. These old people don't take to tasers very well.
Very well. I am calling the medical professionals that we have employed here at the casino to have a look at him.
Now, you did see that, right? I mean, he was refusing to step away, and I kind of looked over my shoulder, some passersby. You saw that, right? He was not following our orders, correct? You guys all saw that?
Some of it was in focus. Yes, I have. I will play you back some
robot
of the
totally electrocuted that guy.
This is all authorized. Ladies and gentlemen, please step back. We have medical authorities on the way.
It's just like shut that. It just sounds like gears grinding together with like some voices off, like faintly in the distance.
How do they even get away with that?
This was my last hour of my shift too, ladies and gentlemen. You saw this. This man is a known criminal. He's not supposed to be setting foot on this property. Please step back. People, please step back. And they keep crowding.
This unit is not a criminal. Supposed to file any paperwork. You will have to stay and finish it.
Damn it. Brenda, did you see that, Brenda?
Oh my gosh. That old guy. Is he alive? Is he breathing?
And then
I don't know. I think they killed him.
Medical. He's not dead. He's just been tasered. We're having some medical professionals come down right now to check him out.
I definitely smell burning kidneys. What?
Right about that time, the medical droid rolls up.
I think I'm going to faint. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Burning kidneys right up my nose.
So medical, yes. So, how far do we want to go with this scene? I guess.
I mean, my guess is that he's going to get picked up and taken inside.
Taken inside, taken into the infirmary. Exactly.
Taken into the infirmary here.
The infirmary here.
Yeah, I think he does get taken inside, just so that he's in scenes later.
Yeah.
But he definitely
he's not dead.
A poorly calibrated taser to the kidney.
Yes.
Man, them kidney tasers, those are the worst.
This is Roger back to base. Over.
Roger base, we hear you killed an old man.
I didn't kill an old man. It was the robot. Please, would you please stop? I'm going to ask you again. Please stop partnering me with this guy, this robot, every single time. It always ends like this. I've got 5 hours of paperwork, and I've only got 1 hour left on my shift, and you know how this place feels about overtime. Over.
It's either you or Bridwell. Over.
Well, Bridwell is such a nice guy. Okay, I'm going to go start filing the paperwork. I think that's the scene.
Yeah.
I like this game, guys.
All right, so Matthew's goal was to do what? To get into
to fail spectacularly, but
to create a diversion.
Yeah. To create a diversion. Okay, well, you definitely created a diversion, so I guess you do get a
outside.
Well, but I mean, there's a large crowd of people, and now he's being carried through the casino on a droid. So
yeah, I think that it's possible that there will be some positive, forward splash of the diversion, but really, he's out for the count for a little while because he got hella tasered, and he basically he didn't quite accomplish exactly what he wanted. And Matthew did say that he wanted a black die out of this.
Okay, well, he gets a black die out of this then.
Okay. Well, also, I guess, where's the sack of grenades and all this?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and award Matthew his black dice and let him figure out where this goes.
Yeah, where does that go?
I have a black die.
Yep, you have to give it away.
I have to give it away. Okay, so do we want more than one die?
You ideally want more of one color than the other.
Yes. You want a lot of one color.
To give it to Brian.
Yeah.
I mean, that benefits Brian. I mean, not really benefits Brian because he'll end up with a negative at the end of the game, which...
no. I mean, basically, you just need to have a higher value of one or the other to get a positive outcome.
Okay.
So if I give it to Brian, it could push things to Brian. If I give it to Steven, that means Steven will have a die.
Right, which automatically puts me into a better light.
In terms of gameplay, is it better to give it to Steven or to Brian? If I would give it to Brian, Brian would have 2, but right now Steven has none. If I give it to Brian, am I somehow
closer? So what is it? The closer to 0 you are,
the worse it is.
The worse it is for your character.
So
0 dice or 0
for the outcome.
When we roll at the end of the acts and at the end of the game, there's 2 acts. So
okay.
Yeah, the closer to 0 you are, the better it's for you, and so you subtract the black dice from the white dice that you have,
or vice versa.
Yeah, and whichever's higher. And so, yes, if it'd probably be less beneficial to give it to. It's more beneficial to me for you to give it to me. You don't necessarily,
but it won't necessarily. I'm not hamstringing Steven if I give.
Oh, if I get 0 dice in this. That's actually really bad for my character.
Okay, then I'll give
an automatic 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an automatic 0 because I think it's the further away from 0 you are.
I mean, yeah.
But we have 5 more scenes in Act 1.
More than that, actually.
Yes, we got 5 more scenes in Act 1.
Right.
And then half the dice are off the board, and then we move to Act 2. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Brian, and then we will then hand off to Steven for his turn.
All right. So as the crowd is dispersing, I guess I don't want to set this up.
I was going to say.
I think I'm going to do a setup. I want to set up the scene.
Okay.
And then you guys figure out what you can throw at me to either make me succeed or fail. So the setup for the scene is as the crowd is starting to disperse, you see a really tall, gangly guy, kind of walking through the crowd that nobody's really paying attention to. He's got a kind of not a messenger bag, but kind of looks like a really large messenger bag around his shoulder. And it looks like there's some like egg type objects inside this bag, which the bag is kind of old and tatty anyway. And it's Chet's dad's bag. So it's probably got some holes and other things in it as well. But Chet is making his way through the crowd. He notices all this stuff going on with Arlington in the big suite. He thought he saw Hal walk into a room that he's guessing is security, but at this point he's never been to a casino before, and he needs to find his way over to the security door where he's supposed to be waiting.
So he's wearing a
suit that kind of looks like
kind of an ill-fitting suit and has a weird messenger bag with him.
Yes, and the suit would be something that like apparently upper security would wear.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
and for some reason
in the counting room.
And for some reason Chet is you can tell that he's nervous and he's sweaty.
Okay. I got one.
Okay.
Okay. So
and he's trying to make his way over to the security room.
Yeah. So as Chet's heading towards the security room, another guy, a patron, falls into step with him, and he's like, "What you got?"
I'm sorry. What?
What you got in the bag?
Oh, just
I'll take 3. I got my table over here. Why don't you come over here with me? And he puts an arm around him and starts moving him towards this table.
I'm sorry, sir. No,
what you got there? Like Venusian dust?
No. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be somewhere right now. I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah. We all got someplace to be. You don't need to play. I'm not a cop, okay? I'm not a co-op.
What's Venusian dust?
Oh, you don't have Venusian dust?
No, I don't. It sounds really cool. I wish I did have some, but I don't.
Well, let me ask my lady if I got some. You party?
Party? I like to have fun.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, tell you what. We'll give you some of ours. You feel like it. Maybe you give us some of yours.
What's your name, friend?
My name is Jacoby.
Jacoby. Hold on just a second. I turn around with my back towards him and I open up the bag. You see me rummaging around in there.
Would this be
No, Jacoby, I certainly don't have anything in here for you.
Oh, you're one of those fancy ones. Some high roller get you in here. Who is it? Is it Clover?
I don't think I'm supposed to say.
I get you. So I get that means that it's Clover. That guy.
Drake, are you
that
Drake?
guy? I'll tell you what. Let's
Drake,
go together. We'll talk
listening?
to Clover. You can make your delivery. I'll even cover for you, and then maybe I can get a little bit of it.
I got to get this over to security.
No. You want to avoid security. Oh man.
Well, I'm supposed to be avoiding security.
This.
I'm supposed to wait for the security to leave so I can go into security.
Listen.
Oh wait, I don't think I'm supposed to tell you that. It's really hot in here.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, man, take a load off. You got all night.
I don't think I'm supposed to.
Look, you seem really tense. Why don't you try one of these?
Oh, what is it?
It's brand new. They call it Crater.
Crater?
Yeah, because it makes you feel like a... Sorry, I lost it.
I'm sorry, what? I'm supposed to feel like a crater?
Yes. Do you know what craters feel like?
I mean, I've been inside the one on Titan 7.
Yeah, well, how cool was that? This is like a crater
really
24/7, my man.
It's really cold. I am really hot.
Yeah, there you go. Why don't you try it?
Okay, maybe just a little bit. I really am not supposed to be here.
Yeah. Tell you what, get this. Go on your way. Maybe you come see us on the way back. Whatever you didn't sell off, we'll buy off of you. All right, here, just try this.
Okay, what am I supposed to do with this?
Just you stick this in your nose, like this, and then you just give it a squeeze.
Okay.
I
didn't know it was going to go up my nose like that. Oh. And you see him just kind of freeze up for just a second. His eyes kind of twitch. Yeah. That makes
it's good, right?
Feel so good. Oh.
Yeah, man, that's the good stuff. Anyway, yeah, man, be on your way. But I told you, anything, quote, like air quotes, anything not Arlington Clover doesn't buy, I'll buy the rest. All right?
Yeah.
And he gives him a push towards the security door.
Where was I supposed to go?
So you want your black dice now, or you want your black dice later?
Yeah, no, I'll take the
he
black
got
dice
to
now.
his position.
No, I didn't. Push me to it, towards it. I didn't. I walked right on by. Where am I supposed to go now? I'm supposed to find Mr. Clover.
I mean, yeah, I think this is a good black die situation.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty
sure.
Would this also be a good time for perhaps, with all this jostling, for a grenade to drop out and maybe roll under?
Yes,
Sure.
I think so. A grenade will also roll out right. There's like a trash can right next to the security door.
Okay.
So one of these grenades just drops and rolls, and you hear it go tunk, and then you see a little red light start flashing.
Oh God.
I like Mr. Jacoby, so I think Rodrigo will get a black die on this.
Oh,
that was some solid stuff.
interesting.
Oh, thanks.
I think I hurt my sinuses.
I think you hurt my sinuses.
Oh. All right. Well,
I heard
then.
mine breaking in the middle of that.
It's a crater.
I could get Crater out.
This drug has everything.
Pretty much.
Orange juice, purple stuff.
Well,
Oh
Rodney,
man, Chet is walking around
high as a
kite in a casino with a bag of live grenades, and he doesn't know where he's supposed to go.
This is so bad. This is so bad.
This is so awesome.
This is so bad.
All right, Rodrigo.
So, Rodrigo's turn.
You gonna set up or resolve?
I will set up.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will say that Arlington is like coming up for air and just kind of hanging out with a group there by the high rollers, like private rooms, and just totally sees Chet like wander by, just not at all in the correct direction. And probably, there's like patrons coming in and out. There's like security people. There's like employees, and Chet is not being like subtle because he's like looks like he's high because on account of being high.
I'm sure he's dancing to some of the music that's playing over the overhead system. You see him bobbing and dancing a little bit too.
Dancing to a jingle from a slot machine.
Yes.
So I'd say we'd start that off by Arlington going like, Jack, and of course him not answering because his name's not Jack.
Right. I'm just kind of spinning over there. I see a slot machine. I'm like, oh, look at you! You're such a nice little slot machine. What's your name? You're not going to answer me, are you?
My name's Ted.
I turned to the lady at the old lady, the really old lady at the slot machine next to me. It says its name is Ted.
Be careful of that lady. Her hair wants to kill you.
Oh, I get like dead serious, and I give this lady like a frightful stare, and I start to turn around, and I run right into Arlington Clover.
Jack, where are you going?
Who's Jack?
You're Jack.
You're Jack.
I'm Jack?
Aren't you?
I thought my name was Chet. Now, wait a minute. My
Chet.
grandpa?
Like Drake's grandson, Chet?
I wasn't supposed to tell you that.
Okay, on the one.
To kill him.
Chet's just like looking around nervously.
I'll tell you what. Let's just sort it all out later. Did you manage to get to the counting room?
The counting room over by security. Yeah, I was. Oh, I was on my way, but
okay, you're across the casino from that. Let's try to get you there. What do you have in the bag anyway? Was that part of the plan?
I lean over and say, "They're all my grenades."
Oh, man, that just goes to show I have to make it to these planning meetings more often. They're so boring, though, right? It's like Drake is just like, blah, 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 blah. Where it's systems and conflict.
I hear you, Mr. Clover. That's why I'm taking some initiative.
Arlington will like ask this like somebody for a glass of water, and then he'll hand it to Chet.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm a little parched.
Yeah, I think actually
like,
don't drink that. And he like just takes it and throws it into the plan. Actually, their little infirmary thing is pretty close to the counting room, so I'm just gonna get you there. And you can figure out a way out. Excuse me, medic robot.
Yes, sir.
Can you escort this young man to your infirmary? He's looking a little green.
I told you I don't want to be locked up again.
Nobody's gonna lock you up. I think somebody gave him something.
Yeah, it was that Mr. Jacoby over there, and I point all the way across the...
Jacoby. I hate that guy.
Oh, he's really nice.
If you could step this way, sir.
You got no feet.
No, sir.
How am I supposed to step this way?
Follow me, please.
I look at. That's right. You go with the robot, and then figure out a way to get in the counting room.
Counting room. Yes, counting room. Yes. The room where they count. All right, Mr. Clover. Yes, counting room.
And then as Arlington walks away, it's clear that he's like whispering into his coat, like, "Put your eyes on Jackie." Yeah, who's not even really Jackie anyway. Just get eyes on him.
All right, so we should probably choose if we can get eyes on Jackie, or maybe if Jackie gets to the infirmary or gets lost somewhere else, or...
I think
he's starting to come down from the high. It wasn't the whole hit, right? It was just a little bit. So it was just a real quick 10-minute high.
Okay.
And he's bad at it. He didn't inhale at the right time.
Some of it, he sneezed some of it out.
Not that we know anything about any of it.
He sneezed some of it all over
wouldn't
the
know.
place.
Sandwiches.
There's a little old lady that thinks the slot machine's name is Ted.
Such a nice guy.
I think that resolving the sequence. Maybe I'm high, apparently. I thought it'd help. Jesus. No. Okay, so are we resolving the scene?
Yeah, I think we're at a point where I think things could
I'm in
go
the infirmary, right?
Worse or better here.
You were headed towards the infirmary.
I was heading towards the infirmary, which is probably where Drake Olivier is at.
Yep.
So it's like at the end of this, I would postulate this. At the end of this scene, Drake and Chet are both in the infirmary, neither one of which is supposed to be in the infirmary at this point.
Right.
And they have to, like, from there, figure out what to do next.
Which would mean that Steven earned a black die of failure.
It was Rodrigo's. It was Rodrigo's turn.
Rodrigo then. Ooh.
Yeah, so...
But Rodrigo was trying to get him in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
If we say that Chet doesn't end up where Arlington wanted him to be, does that mean that Rodrigo's scene ends with a black...
I think at least he pointed me in the right direction, and I think that's a win.
I kind of agree. He caught you before you did something really stupid. I'm going to go with a white die.
With Ted.
Yeah, kept the plate spinning. Okay, yeah. I forgot
killing that old lady.
All right.
It's just the game master in me. I forgot that I was supposed to be the focus of the scene.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all good. It's more fun this way. So yeah, I'll go ahead and give that die to Steven.
Okay, thank
Give
you.
it over to Steven. Hey, Steven no longer has 0 die.
Darn it. Chet should get up his comeuppance at the end of this thing.
We'll see.
Well, we'll try to get you a black dice.
Okay.
Yeah, Chet literally has a bag of grenades around his neck. Chet don't die.
And they're one by one slowly falling out.
Chet gonna die and take everybody with him.
Yes.
Only if their names are on the grenades. All right, Brian.
I think I'm going to toss it back to you guys to set up the scene. Am I still in the security booth? Or
I think you're in the security booth, and you hear this thing come over your earpiece. Get your eye on Jack. Whatever that Arlington was telling you to do.
Yep.
And you see that this is, and you also see Drake already being rolled in to the infirmary, and this plan is going to crap, and so you need to create a diversion to get this security guy and everyone else out of the area.
Because Drake was supposed to cause a fluctuation in the power, which would allow you to then do something in the security room and keep it to where it goes haywire in the way that you want it to go haywire.
Oh yeah, and in the next and at some point in the next 2 minutes, something bad's going to happen.
Something's going to
Something bad's going to happen.
But you may not know about the explosion. Do you think?
Maybe. I might be able to spot it, but
no. You'll see it and hear it, but I don't know if you'll see a grenade rolled up over by a trash can.
So now you don't have your power fluctuation. You've got to come up with something to create the distraction that you were going to use.
Yep.
And, hearing the comm over the voice, I'm just still talking to this guy. You know how it is. Just everyone just seems to be the dumbest piece of crud around, and you just are always asking yourself, turn on the comms, what the heck is going on here? And switch it off. And, and you're just...
Yeah, man, I get that. It's like the moment that you turn your back, everything goes wrong. Hey, what's this?
Oh, what's that?
Oh, it's like 6 people in the infirmary all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's definitely weird.
Let me call it in. Hang on a second.
Now I have to quick think on my feet whether or not this would be good or bad if he actually calls it in, or if I need to maybe give this guy a quick nap.
Taser him.
Yeah, I think I'll basically try to grab his taser and short him out, and I think he'll just go down like a sack of potatoes and be passed out.
Yeah.
And
he drops like a bag of hammers. I mean,
as soon as he does, I'm like I basically just run over to the consoles and kind of start flipping around, turn on my comms. It's like, okay, it looks like Olivier and Jack are both in the infirmary. Neither of them are in position. What is going on here? Olivier
He was high where I found him. Wait, what's Olivier doing in the infirmary?
That's what I'm wanting to know.
Okay,
mostly
all right.
convulsing, it looks like.
Is he conscious? Olivier, are you awake?
Ah.
I think that's a no.
All right. How are you just talking to me? Where's the security guy?
He's taking a nap.
Oh. Well, you just mind that shift change, but this is probably good.
Burlington, are you there? Burlington, this is Roger. Are you there? Over.
Pick up the comm. Yes, just here. Sorry, I had put my comm down.
Burlington, you got a cold?
Yeah, I think I'm coming down with something.
Huh. Over.
Burlington, you got a weird cold where you're actually pronouncing the sizzle at the end of words that start with S or that end with S.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Who are you talking to now? Yeah, this is just Arlington freaking out.
Okay, yeah, I just kind of take the button off the comm.
Whatever it is, you get it handled. You get it handled. I'm gonna try to quietly get to the infirmary and see what's happening there.
No, I say stay where you are. We'll play by ear. What are you thinking? Should I head to the accounting room? Maybe just I forget those guys' position in this.
He has a giant bag of grenades. Was that part of the plan? I don't remember it.
He has what?
You don't know about the grenades?
No.
It's called initiative.
Where did you get these bag of grenades?
Have you not seen me carrying these grenades around this whole time?
Who's he talking to?
Hey, Burlington, did you guys get footage of the robot taking down Drake earlier? Over.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
What was hilarious?
He just dropped like a bag of rocks.
Burlington, could you delete that footage, please? I don't want the supervisor seeing that. Over.
Yeah, I can do something. Start futzing with the consoles and see.
You automatically forward the footage to Roger's supervisor.
Uploaded to servers across the galaxy.
No, I think deleting the footage would probably be good for us. But this console is in a bit of disarray.
Send it a buzz bomb feed. Have it go viral.
Oh, I was thinking Cosmic News Network, but okay.
Okay, yeah, maybe you should just try and get to the counting room, and then we'll just hope for the best with those other two.
Right, get to the counting room. That's where I'm going, Mr. Clover.
Jack or whatever. You stay.
That's me. I'm Jack. That's right. Always been Jack. Never been anyone else.
Why don't you stay with Drake? I'm going to get to the accounting room.
But that wasn't the plan.
Plans have changed.
It's so hard to remember all this stuff. All right, what's the plan now?
You stay with Drake. Try to get him conscious. And you two get out of there.
And at that moment, the grenade goes off.
Boosh! I'm the grenade.
I think that's good enough for a black die there.
I think so, yeah.
And I think I'm just going to go ahead and pass that on over. Matthew's been avoiding me and kind of helping me out, so I'm going to give it to Steven.
Yep.
So
that's only because of my dual role as both Chet and Roger in the same scene.
Yeah,
maybe. So yes, he basically runs out the door at the explosion, and meanwhile, across the casino in the infirmary room, Drake Oliver, and this will be the last scene before the act break.
All right. I would like to resolve.
You want to resolve? All right. So, do we want to just have him be in the infirmary room, or should we have perhaps? Yeah.
I think so, right, Rodrigo?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is Drake coming to.
Yeah, right as soon as the explosion goes off.
He's in the infirmary room where he's not supposed to be. Chad is in the infirmary room where he's not supposed to be. And then there's an explosion.
Okay.
There's probably staff, like both human staff and a couple of robots, which will probably immediately run out of the room when they hear the explosion.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
and
the staff
we supposed to,
and the robots.
Are we supposed to set up a goal or something for him as well, or not?
I believe that if I'm resolving, I get to choose the outcome of the scene.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, we do kind of want to build to some point of conflict, I think with an explosion, it's probably not too long before alarms are raised and emergency services are contacted.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a few minutes.
Yeah, probably just chaos.
Absolute chaos. Everyone rushes out.
Yep.
People are definitely rushing, but there's probably
I come to,
mm-hmm.
and I slowly gather my senses. This is not Drake's first rodeo. This is not the first time.
This is a casino heist.
Exactly. But this is not the first time that Drake has actually been rendered unconscious during any particular Shrek. And so, as soon as that last Rob grabs his little medikit and starts out the door, Drake whips off the little glove that was hidden on his hand, you see. And hidden inside of that glove is the little electronic gear that allows him to reach up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And immediately bar and lock the doors of the infirmary from the inside. Ha ha! Ho, ho.
Okay. Grandpa Drake, why'd you just lock that door?
It's part of the plan, son. Get to the counting room.
I'm in here with you. You just locked the door.
Ah, crap. Hal, where are you?
I'm heading to the accounting room.
All right. Your distraction is coming in 5.
I think the distraction's done.
No, it's not. And Drake reaches up and pulls the fake bridge, the fake teeth, out of the front of his mouth. There's there's 4 of them, the front 4, pulls them out. They're fake teeth. And on the other side of them is a little QSB port, which is what they use in the future for plugging things into things. It's not just for transmitting information. It's not just for, getting things where you need to go. It's also how all the power is delivered, which means when Drake turns and plugs the QSB port into the power outlet on the wall right underneath where that first aid kit that the MedRob just grabbed was.
The quantum serial bus?
The quantum serial bus causes everything to flicker for a second and the emergency power to kick in, but the main power goes off, and with it goes the main lights for approximately 10 seconds and the security section for about 16. You have 16 seconds. Counting now.
Grandpa Drake, you said not to show anybody your teeth. What are you doing?
Boy, I will ball my fist up and whack you upside the head.
Ow!
All right, is that enough?
What did I tell you?
Oh, sorry.
A resolution.
Yeah,
I think that is a resolution, because that's what we wanted to happen. This is that power surge problem that was supposed to happen.
All right, so you choose to go with a white success?
A white success.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give that white success to Rodrigo.
Over to Rodrigo.
Okay.
All right.
Now, did I do Rodrigo a solid there, or did I hose him?
Gave him a favor.
Who even knows?
That is more beneficial for him to have more of one color than the other.
Yep.
Okay.
So, yes.
Because I want Arlington Clover to live through this. I want him to go on and wear ugly suits and eat bad food and meet women named Francesca.
Interesting.
In the intergalactic French Riviera.
All right. Well, we have done 8 scenes, and there's been 4 dice allocated, leaving half of our pool. At this point, that'd be the end of Act 1 as the game structure goes. So therefore, what we do is we take what dice we have, and we will roll and subtract the black from the white.
Now, is there a way to do that in Roll20 where you have 2 different sets of...
I think you just have to roll one and then the other.
Yeah, I'd probably just, designate.
Okay.
You probably would want to announce first before you do.
Yeah.
Which is the positive and
I'm
which is the
rolling
negative.
positive, and I get a 4. I'm rolling negative, and I get
you
a
only
2.
rolled one die, though.
Yeah, he's just...
Yeah, I'm rolling the white one first.
So he got white
I see.
And then black was 2, so I got a +2.
Yeah, you got white 2. So...
yeah.
And then if you look at the tilt table, well, I guess first we all do that, and then whoever gets the highest white or black value. So I have 2 black dice, so I'm just going to roll 2d6, and I got black 7.
Okay. I have 1 white die, so I roll white 5. White 5 standing by.
All right.
Okay. I'll roll my white dice first. It's an 8.
Ooh.
And then my white die is a 4, so 4 black. No, 4 white.
4 white.
4 white. Matthew has 5 white, so that puts him the highest white, and me the highest black as the only one with the black value. And so basically we get to add some tilts. So generally what happens is we roll the remaining pile of dice in the middle, which is 8d6s.
Uh-huh.
And
both of us?
Nope, I did not sort that. No,
yeah, you got to sort that.
But that's all right. I'll just
you can roll it.
Do it again.
I don't care.
Yeah, fair enough. There we go. So we got a 1, a 2, 2, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6. All right. Let me get these back out here.
And then now it's time to open up that tilt table.
Yep.
Page 56 of your Fiasco manual.
He's got a tilt table that he's put up there. I don't know if this is the specific tilt table that goes with this scenario, or if this is just the generic tilt table.
It's just a generic tilt table because there isn't one for this specific play set. Unlike, say, the Hocus Pocus play set, which was the Dresden one I mentioned earlier. 2, 3 5s.
Yep.
And then
2 6s.
And we're not going to be using all these like we did at the start.
Right.
But, it still kind of limits our choices here.
Okay.
And
so we don't have the option to choose any 3s or 4s.
Nope. Right. So, yes. I mean, it might be dependent upon what we end up choosing for the tilts here.
Okay.
So, yes, Matthew and I, as the ones that rolled the highest...
is this how this goes?
Yeah. Okay. White and black values. We're the ones that are going to set up the tilts.
Okay.
Using this dice pool re-rolled of the remaining dice.
Okay.
So we both choose a broader category for one of the tilts, and then we basically define the specific tilt for the other player. There's no real designation as to who goes first.
Well, I'm taller, so...
if you want to go and choose
who rolled higher?
Broader category. There's a... good enough point. What did I have as... I think I had 8 black, or... No, what was it? Where am I at?
You had 7. Yep, you had 7 black, and Matthew had 5 white, so you actually rolled higher.
Okay.
So why don't you start, Brian?
All right. Well, there's a couple of interesting options with these tilts. I could choose Mayhem, but I don't know. I kind of feel like there might be already enough Mayhem going on here.
Okay. Sure.
Tragedy... I don't know. Do we want to go dark? Maybe not.
When the feeling's gone and you can't go on?
Unfortunately, we didn't roll any 3s or 4s.
Oh, boo.
So no guilt or innocence. Which, So that leaves paranoia and failure. I always feel like paranoia is a big part of these kinds of movies, and it's always fun for me, so I'm just going to go ahead and choose a 5 and choose paranoia as my category for the tilt.
So we have 1, 2, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Our tilt could be mayhem, tragedy. Ooh, tragedy's got a ring to it. Paranoia, failure. I don't like the sound of failure. I mean, failure sounds bad. Paranoia.
Do we want twice the paranoia?
Something precious is on fire, though, Matthew.
I know, but I mean, we have a sack full of grenades.
I know. A stupid plan executed to perfection.
I mean, there's lots of room for all of these to be...
I'm going to go with tragedy.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah, because, I mean, they all seem like they could be terrible and bad. Terabad, if you will.
So now I got to decide what manner of tragedy I want to have happen here.
Ooh, does that mean I get to choose the flavor of paranoia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So 1,
within
2,
the
5
dice.
or 6.
Right.
Would be blocking the 1 of mayhem and out of control rampage. I think I might leave it.
Tragedy.
Yep, tragedy.
So, death out of the blue. Somebody's life has changed forever in a bad way. Confusion followed by pain. Or death after an unpleasant struggle.
Ooh.
None of these sound fun. I think I might go for possibly the more brutal 2.
Somebody's life has changed forever.
Yes.
In a bad way.
In a bad way. And actually fully write out that tilt.
I'm going to go with our paranoia also, a 2. Wait, do I have another 2? Or are we out of 2s?
Oh, we still got a 2.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
I chose 2 for tragedy.
I chose...
If you chose 2, so I don't have a 2. I have a 1, a 5, and a 6.
I didn't move it. Yeah, my bad.
I'm going to go with a 1. A stranger arrives to settle a score.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The end of Act 1. What kind of trouble will our characters find themselves in next time on Critical Hit? Oh my gosh. This is such a fiasco. That does wrap it up for this installment of Critical Hit. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. I know it's a little bit different, but as I said at the beginning of the show, we're going to be breaking things up every once in a while so we can continue to deliver shows to you week after week after week. If you have any questions, podcast at majorspoilers.com. Don't forget to follow us at Major Spoilers on Twitter. And of course, visit the website majorspoilers.com where you can share your thoughts and reactions to this very episode. And until next time, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2019 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.